In the 90s, we wandered around Huapan, Laos. Once we had a break. My brothers and I asked the local hunters to let us tag along so we could gain some experience and go hunting when we had free time. After much persuasion, they finally let us go. But we had to strictly follow their rules. Yes, but if we follow the rules, you don't have to worry. Soldiers are under military orders like mountains. Before, I thought that hunting meant getting excited, carrying a gun into the forest, and shooting whatever moved. But that's not necessarily the case. Hunting is as elaborate as playing. Going on a long trip, you have to prepare all kinds of rice, salt, medicine, pots, hammocks, tents, and guns just like soldiers. Before leaving, they also perform a ceremony to worship the gods. They also abstain from many things. Do not get close to their wives. Do not talk nonsense, swear, urinate in public. The hunting season is around the 9th lunar month. The weather starts to get cold. They prepare everything and set off at night, not during the day, and leave the house to pull up the ladder themselves. Laotian houses are usually stilt houses. In addition to the main large ladder, to go up the house, they often have a small ladder, like a fire escape ladder in a high-rise building. Go down that ladder and push the ladder up yourself. The hunting ward is usually simpler in rituals. They shoot whatever they see, from buffalo, min, to deer, pigs, bears. Hunting wild animals like tigers is different. Tiger hunters are much more meticulous. They are experienced and have to be bloodthirsty, because this wanted object is more dangerous and reckless than many other small shrimps. The hunting party usually cannot lack the experienced scout and intelligence unit, which are the woof woof guys. Their hunting dogs are very special. They are hybrids of wild dogs, wolves, with tails that are stubby like wolves and are incredibly smart. As sharp as machines at night. There are many anecdotes about choosing these hunting dogs. It is said that the mother dog had just given birth for about 5 days. At night, she lay with her puppies. The owner would hold a torch and pretend to burn their nest. The mother dog would rush out and carry her puppies to run away from the fire. The first puppy she carried from the pack would be marked to be trained to hunt. These dogs were only a few months old when they trotted after the big pack of dogs to hunt. They also showed many skills from a very young age, being clever and stubborn. Each group of workers had about 7 to 10 people, and about 5 to 7 dogs following them. They often silently followed the prey for days, very patiently. When the hunters discovered the prey and chased or shot them, they would start barking to call each other, to alert their owners, and also to make the prey panic. In forests with animals, hunters often split into many groups to hunt for prey. But the dogs are different. They silently sneak around, sniff, and search. When they discover a hiding place for their prey, such as a cave or a crevice in a rock, they gather around and bark loudly to alert people. Hunting deer, roe deer, and muntjac. I see dogs working very hard. They chase deer sometimes all day, sweating as if wading in water. Many dog groups are very clever when they do not let the deer run down to the stream. Because of the nature of deer, roe deer, and muntjac, when they are exhausted, they often rush down to the stream. If they encounter water, they rush down to drink water for a while, and the hunter considers it a waste of time and has to start over again. Because after drinking water, they regain their strength as usual and continue to run. Anyone who has ever hunted and witnessed a wild deer running knows that it has terrifying jumps of nearly 10 meters. And it can shoot like a bullet on slippery rocky slopes. So usually when a small deer cannot be shot immediately, the hunter usually gives up because chasing it is very difficult. Only when the deer is big they chase the dog. Deer legs are the hardest animal bones I have ever known. People often have to use a saw to cut them into small pieces and cook them for 2 or 3 days like making bone glue. From a black bone like a piece of wood the size of a human wrist. It expands very large, with sticky liquid like meat jelly. It is very nutritious but not everyone can eat it. If a weak person eats it, it is good, but if a normal person eats it or its antlers, they will get tired immediately. Become fat with terribly large boils. Get fat so fast that the skin cannot stretch and cracks like a potato, causing pain if they eat too much. I like hunting wild boar the most. I feel sorry for other animals. In the bamboo forests, Urjiong, Nua, in the rainy season, there are a lot of pigs and bamboo rats. Very big. I once saw mud stains as high as my chest. Those were the marks of wild pigs soaking in mud and then rubbing it. Like that mud stain. The pig must weigh about 200 kilograms. A wild pig that weighs over 100 kilograms is really a nightmare. Never think that wild pigs are gentle. Many old hunters consider it more dangerous than tigers, leopards, or bears. It is only worse than wild elephants. When encountering humans, ferocious animals are more or less stunned for a moment. Pigs are not. Extremely aggressive, reckless, rushing to attack, not afraid, being strong, aggressive and stupid. It is really a nightmare. Many hunters have lost their lives because of it. Hunters use military guns or flintlock guns, hide in trees and then shoot simultaneously. Once or twice we met 50/70ths of a kilogram animals caught in bear traps. They screamed terribly. Hanging traps are fine, but pitfall traps, they were ready to bite off legs to escape immediately. Incredibly stubborn. Being chased by them is a disaster. If you don't know how, you will only die. Like bears, wild boars are very strong and fierce. One bite of them can break the skull immediately. When caught, eat. The reflex of many animals is to run. Pigs are different. They aim straight at the shooter and rush towards them. If they are bears or chasing them, they can only run down the slope and make sharp turns continuously to have a chance to escape. But if they run straight, they will die, or climb up a big tree really fast. If they bear, don't be foolish enough to climb a tree. Just run and make sharp turns. Elephants are the most terrifying. I met them exactly twice. I still remember it. Elephants are intelligent animals second only to humans, and their sense of smell is extremely sensitive. They can detect humans from very far away. If they have been shot and missed, elephants will take revenge very fiercely. When they meet someone who attacks them, they will not spare any effort. If they can't run away, they can only climb up a big tree. I heard from an old hunter. They also watch under the tree roots and go to suck water and spray it on the tree roots. Then gather around and use their trunks to pull. Although smart but still stupid, each one pulls in a different direction so the tree cannot be knocked down. One time we met it. At that time we had no experience to know there were elephants in the forest. The signs of elephants were easy to recognize. The forest was devastated, full of footprints and their excrement in huge piles. If the broken tree marks were still pouring sap, then they had not gone far. That time we had just stopped by a stream. Suddenly we heard a loud thud behind us. My friend shouted, "There are elephants. Swim through the stream." We frantically jumped into the water, swam at full speed to the middle, turned around and looked back. There were nearly 20 elephants, big and small, old and young, standing watching, roaring loudly, looking at the rolling rocks, the falling tree trunks. We could see how strong those great-grandfathers were. The other time we were crawling along the mountainside. Suddenly we heard a thud. We had some experience, so we knew we were going to meet an elephant. The whole group ran across the mountainside on all fours. Due to the terrain of the mountainside, they ran slowly because it was difficult to keep balance, so they were slower than us. But normally elephants run very fast, not slow. There were 4 big elephants and 1 baby elephant. Only 2 males were chasing us. They were so tall and towering that they looked terrifying. While chasing them, they roared loudly in the forest. When they saw us running away, they stopped chasing and instead turned around, swung their trunks to hit any tree, uprooted and threw them away, with terrible force. In Laos, as well as some mountainous areas in the north of Vietnam, there is an animal. People call it a tiger. Actually, I think it is a type of leopard or wildcat. Looking at its furry face, it looks like a tiger, but its color is black and gray. This type is really a despicable villain, like a hyena. Unable to find anything, the hunter had to shoot it temporarily, actually to relieve his hatred. This tiger is very smart. When it sees a hunting light, it will follow if the hunter is fast and does not bring a dog. Because if there is a dog, these smart tigers will be discovered immediately. Hunters attach a light on their heads. Shooting at the green cock is the most annoying thing about these tigers. Just shoot clearly and see the green cock fall down, but when you run to pick it up, you can't find it. It is very cunning, sitting and waiting under the place where the bird will fall. These smart tigers are very good at calculating coordinates. When the bird falls down, it will hit, crossing the river. You don't have to row a boat. Even when the hunter hangs the prey on a carrying pole, these tigers run ahead to intercept it. The hunter passes by and rushes out to snatch it and then competes. 2 people went to shoot birds at night. One pretended to point the flashlight at the tree. The other suddenly looked under the tree and saw the eyes of the Li Thong like 2 pieces of coal. Sitting and waiting. Bang, and it was done. This tiger looked as cool as a small tiger, but skinny, long, with a long tail, probably because of its shape. It was called a tiger. Hunting tigers is the game that I find most thrilling. One time, when my brothers and I were cutting through the forest from Bunze to Zamnua, we met a group of tiger hunters. At first, we thought we were bandits, so we almost palmed, but luckily they waved their hands frantically and raised their hands, holding AK submachine guns, to surrender. There were 7 people in total. Some of them even carried AKs with folding butts. And upon inspection, they were not bandits, so I followed them for several days. Heard all kinds of stories about the jungle, about spirituality, from them. I even visited the house of a younger brother in this group of hunters. After becoming friends, this guy speaks Vietnamese very well, because there are a lot of Vietnamese people in Laos, through the stories he told. I understood how difficult it is to capture a 30-year-old man. Hunters have to prepare food and military uniforms like soldiers. And before leaving, they are also blessed by a shaman. They go for long days. And their hunting dogs are also special. Everyone thinks that dogs are afraid of tigers, but hunting dogs are different. They are not afraid of tigers because they have eaten tiger meat since they were young, and eat only raw meat. So these guys are full of courage, even though they are not bald, tattooed, and wear large gold chains. The fur is shiny black. Some are burnt yellow. Some are striped, like us. All of them have calm faces and are handsome and cold. Tiger hunters are all strong and skilled people. In addition to weapons, they also carry bamboo tubes containing plastic blocks. This plastic is taken from a type of forest tree. Each tube has about 10 blocks as big as a rice bowl, small bowl, and buffalo leather strings. Worn on their bodies, soldier daggers. They move continuously following the tiger's trail. When a tiger is discovered, the pack of dogs will do the job of herding the tiger, surrounding it, making it lose concentration, and the group of workers will use sharp sticks to herd the tiger. As a cunning and skilled animal, when surrounded and chased for many days, the tiger will angrily find a place to defend itself, always leaning against a big tree or cliff, facing out to watch the pack of dogs and the group of people. People will throw plastic blocks in the tubes at it. Anyone who has hunted and encountered a tiger will surely know that the tiger is how fast and accurate is the nest. I only got to test it when throwing a piece of meat to it in its cage. It stretched out its hand and caught it calmly, like a goalkeeper catching a ball. The plastic block was thrown out. It reached out to grab it, one hand after another, covered in plastic, opened its mouth to bite again. Mouth and claws were full of plastic. Then the most skilled, most talented person flew in. The tiger jumped and pounced immediately. The dogs and people around were in a panic, so it pushed the person who had just pounced down to sit and watch. This person took out a buffalo leather rope to tie his 2 hind legs together and threw the end of the rope outside for the people outside to hold the rope to drag. That's the theory, but in reality it's not always smooth. My younger brother's father took off his shirt to show me the zigzag scars all over his body, scars left by tiger claws. According to him, that was the way of hunting in the past. Now not many people do it anymore. And that way only groups of hunters from the same family like father and son and brothers dare to do it together. For the sake of their loved ones' lives, they have to save each other at all costs. Many hunters were scared when they first encountered a tiger, because this species is very strong. And the legends and rumors made them lose their souls. Nowadays, they often use wood to trap a hard wooden tube, hollowed out about 7/80ths of a centimeter depending on the size of the tiger. Take old bamboo strips, sharpen them, heat them on fire, and stick a pin like a fish basket core, and put a puppy in it. Release it to the edge of the forest at night. The puppy without its mother will cry loudly in there, which will attract the tiger's attention. It will reach out and herd the dog, and get stuck in the core and cannot pull out. Put its other hand into the other side of the tube, stuck. All it can do is roar and continuously bite into the wooden tube. Then, like a person beating a drum, it will be caught by a rope. It sounds easy, but I find it not simple at all when I see the king of the jungle caught in a hanging trap. Brought back to be locked in an iron cage, still roaring loudly, jumping quickly, eyes like lightning. When in the forest, to do the catching movements is not as easy as I am sitting here writing this. We often wander in the forest, just curiously following the hunters. But I do not like hunting animals, and I am not interested in forest specialties. Once, in Stung Treng, while scouting the terrain, a younger brother happily shouted from a high tree, "Brother, the wild chicken is so big, let me shoot it." We immediately agreed, happily thinking about wild chicken meat. Following the younger brother's bullet, we ran to a shallow pool among the low bushes that were dry and burnt by the sun. Something. To be honest, just looking at it made me shiver and shiver. The eyes were vicious. The beak was hooked. Neither bird nor beast. It looked wrinkled like a turkey. Dirty and smelly. The people were covered in lice. It was disgusting. The whole group thought it was an eagle. But I thought there was no eagle here. I racked my brains and realized, oh my god, a vulture. Throw it away. It can't be eaten. The whole group felt sorry for it. The village elder secretly took a dagger and stabbed the thighs. When the others got home, they worked hard to prepare it. Oh my god. It smells like soap. Old 72 soap. It smells terrible. Throw it away right away. No one would think of eating that anymore. If we shoot vultures now, we'll all go to jail, right?